How you doing? It's Nomad here, and so I'm doing a series of videos about how to deal with the pandemic if you're about to run out of money. So I've been in lots of crises. I've been through my own depression pandemic years ago, and I know all about it. I know like how to deal with it, how to whatever. So in this video, I want to talk about how to psychologically and spiritually deal with the stress and worry that comes with being in a disaster like this. This is mostly geared towards people who are in a financial rut, or emergency. Like maybe you're on unemployment, it's about to run out, Congress isn't going to pass the new stimulus bill, don't count on it. Maybe you're behind in your rent and you're about to be evicted. Maybe you're behind in your mortgage and you're worried about being foreclosed on. Maybe you just don't have money for your family, or money's dwindling and you don't know what you're going to do and you can't find a job. And maybe there's other problems circulating around that. So what I want to talk about is like, how do you deal with that psychologically? So here's the thing. First of all, you got to take it to God or whatever, you believe is a higher power. If you don't believe in a higher power, you can at least say, hey, higher power, if you exist, I need help with X, right? Like you could do that. Like, what's the risk, right? But if you don't believe in a higher power, you're probably not gonna do that anyway. But that's what I would say. For me, that has helped a lot. I call it having a cup of coffee with God. So basically, you just go to a quiet place by yourself, your car, whatever, first thing every day, and you have your little cup of coffee with God, or whatever you want to call it, God, the universe. And you tell him or it all of your problems, and you ask for help. You specifically, talk about specific things. So that's one thing you do. The other thing is you ask for protection. You say, please protect me and my family. You don't have to go into detail. I mean, you can if there's a specific threat, like COVID. You can say, protect my family from COVID. Please protect my family. Because what I've heard is that in the spiritual realm, they have to have permission to help you. Like your angels, like I believe in angels, and I believe you have a whole spiritual team around you. But you have free will to go and off a cliff, they probably won't let you go off a cliff maybe, but the point is that you have to ask, you have to give them permission to help you. So that's what you're doing when you do that. You have to do this every day. I don't know why, but I know that if I don't do this every day, all kinds of craziness starts happening in my life. So I have to do it every day, and I do it every day. And you do it first thing when you get up. Before your day starts. So that's one thing. The other thing is take it one day at a time. Sure, you have plans and whatever, but don't dwell on the future too much. Just take this one day at a time. That's another thing. So the other thing is to meditate. So basically, what I do is I meditate for 10 minutes before I do my talk with my coffee with God. I just sit there with some nice music in my car, and I just breathe and meditate and calm my mind. Because what you don't want to do is just react. You don't want to be reactionary to life where you just wake up and there's some crisis and you're just reacting to stuff as it's happening. That's really stressful. You want to kind of calm your mind, You want to calm your mind and kind of, see it out there, see life out there. And it's like, okay, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And then calmly, peacefully deal with it, right? The other thing I would say is just beware of negative emotions as much as possible. Don't give in to them. If you're starting to feel angry, don't take it out on your spouse or your family or your kids. Just go out somewhere and yell and scream if you have to do that. But I'm gonna tell you a trick that really works for me. A lot of our stress and worry and fear is from attachment. I'm gonna include this clip from Star Wars where Yoda, spells it out perfectly, and it's true.
What must I do, Master Yoda?
Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose.
Say you're about to be evicted from your apartment. It's your attachment to the apartment, to all of the images about your self-image related to the apartment. Like, I'm successful because I'm in this apartment. People look up to me. I'm a good parent because my kids have a nice place to live, blah, blah, blah. Same for a car. Let's say you're about to lose your car. it's attachment that is causing the stress, right? And the trick is, it's a paradoxical trick, but the trick is to let go. To let go, let it go. Like I release this. I'm not gonna worry about it. Now understand, this doesn't mean you're not gonna take whatever action you can to solve the problem, but you're gonna do it in such a way where you're not obsessed or attached to the outcome. And the only way to really do that is to just let it go. And so one way, I've had so many turnarounds with this technique. I'm just telling you, yeah. So in your heart, you have to let it go. So the trick, and this is contradictory again, the trick to letting something go, well, there's a couple tricks, but one trick is really accept that you're gonna lose it, and just accept it. I'm gonna lose the car. We're moving out of the apartment. I'm gonna lose the house. You know, we're gonna move out. Like you have to come to terms with that, and just accept it. Like believe it, right? Now I know people think, oh, that's being negative, and you know I should be positive. But you don't want to be so positive to the point where you just go off a cliff and fall on your face, which I've done. I've done that. You know, where you just deny what's happening, you know, to like, you know, you just on your face, right? What works better for me is if I accept what's happening, or the negative possibility, you accept that as a possibility, come to terms with it, and that allows you to release it, like, you know, the thing that you're obsessed about. And then you'll feel a sense of peace because it's the attachment that's causing all the stress. Now that's going to happen one of two ways. Either you're going to do it ahead of time, or it's going to happen anyway, and then you'll be forced to do it anyway because you won't have the thing anymore, right? When they take the car away, kick you out the apartment, you lose the house, and you're sitting wherever you are. It's like, oh, well, I guess I don't have to worry about that anymore. Well, you could not worry about it now. And I know, let's say you've been in a house for 20 years and you paid on time, and now you're about to foreclose and the bank's not talking to you, and it's just nothing you can do, and you got to come up with $20,000 and you don't have it, and you just have to accept the fact that you're going to lose the house. And the thing is, it doesn't mean it's going to happen. So, but you'll be in this different state of consciousness where you'll be at peace, and then you'll be able to take much better action. First of all, you'll be able to negotiate way better. Let's say you're still negotiating with the bank or whoever. Since you've already let it go in your mind, it's like, will you take $1,000? I don't care. I've already let this thing go in my mind, you know? And when they sense that you've let it go, then they'll negotiate much better, because their main negotiating tactic is to use your attachment against you. So that's one trick. You gotta let it go. You can always start over. Okay, I know it seems hard and difficult. And also, by letting go, it doesn't mean you're going to lose the thing. You might actually get it by letting go. It's a weird paradox. All I know is that when I get attached to stuff, I tend to lose it. So as soon as I sense I'm doing that, I let it go in my mind. Now, there's another technique you can do that I do, where I kind of release it to God. Like, that helps a lot too. Like, whatever the thing, if it's just like in you and you can't stop worrying about it, I do this little technique where I basically say, okay, God, like, I'm worrying about, I say things I'm worried about, and I say, I'm worried about losing the house. It's like, okay, you know what, God, I'm gonna give you this problem. You worry about losing the house. I'm not gonna worry about it anymore. And you just give it to God. And if you do that, like, you'll feel a sense of release, like you do. You know, you just don't feel the burden of it there. It's like, you know, you're not taking the whole burden of it anymore. What else? Going for walks. If you're really stressed out, just go for a walk. Avoid coffee. Like, so coffee, as you probably know, will just exacerbate whatever negative feelings you're having. Coffee will exacerbate it. So you don't want to do coffee. If anything, you want to do like peppermint tea, chamomile tea, things that relax you. You want to approach whatever this problem is in a relaxed state of mind, like a Jedi in Star Wars. Calm and peaceful. Yes, there's a problem, but we're going to approach it calm and peaceful. You want to be sensitive to the tension in your body. So another technique is to go work out if you can somewhere. Go for a run. You know, if you're just feeling tension and you can't get it out, like go for a run or something. Whatever you do, again, don't take these negative feelings out on your family, your wife, your kids, whatever. But you can, this crisis, whatever crisis you're in, you can deal with this in a way where you don't feel all that fear and tension. And, really it's just fear. Those are the techniques that have helped me the most. So I'll reiterate, have coffee with God, ask God for protection, give all your worries to God, detach and let go of whatever is bothering you, meditate, go for walks, don't drink coffee, drink relaxing drinks. Letting go is hard, I know. So, I say that like it's so easy, but I've been there. I know it's hard, but you can do it. I wish I could go back in time and talk to myself and show myself this video. But I guess that's life. You go through things so you can learn and then share with others, right? Oh, yes. Relaxing music. Put on some nice, relaxing music. Don't put on some negative, dark rap music. Put on some opera, some classical, some new age music, some instrumental guitar, something like that. Something that's nice, what you think you're at the beach, That's what you want to do. Yeah, so that matters. Avoid negative media. Avoid the news. Oh yeah, of course, the news. Avoid the news. Just forget it. Don't read the news, don't watch the news, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do the news at all. Avoid social media, like Facebook in particular. That's a waste of freaking time. Yeah, so avoid negative movies and negative TV shows. And you know what I mean, okay? And by the way, the system is designed to suck you into those kind of shows. And that's a whole nother video, a whole nother subject. I'm not going to go into it. Just avoid negative, dark TV shows, movies, music. Okay, because it will just exacerbate your negative feelings. And God forbid that you're in a crisis and you watch something dark and negative and it causes you to do that thing. Like maybe there's a dark movie about some guy beating up his wife, and then you have a fit of rage, and you decide, in your fit of rage, to beat up your wife. No, where you get that idea from, right? Oh, another thing that reminds me: avoid alcohol. Don't drink your problems away. You don't need to do any alcohol. Now, sure, maybe one glass of wine at the end of the day, but don't drink. Don't go to the bars and get drunk or drink. When you're in a crisis mode like this is not the time to be drinking, okay? Drinking's not gonna help you. Don't do drugs, don't do marijuana, don't do any drugs, alcohol, substance abuse at all. Tea is the only thing you should drink. Tea and water. And a soda. Anyway, yeah, that's the main one. I grew up in an alcoholic home. I have no idea. My mother raised 4 kids, and it was a disaster sometimes, with the guys she would bring over that were alcoholics and stuff. And I look back at it, I'm I don't know how they did anything. Life's hard enough with being sober. How the hell did you do it being drunk? I don't understand that. So if you want to definitely lose this battle, then go get drunk all the time. Now is not the time to do that. And if you're tempted to do that because that's the thing you do, or that's the habit, or that's what you've been taught, I don't know, do something else. Go for a run or something, Go do something inspiring. Go to the beach. Go to the park, Go for a hike. Yeah, there's a lot of positive things we could do. Play a game with your kids. Go have fun. Oh, here's another great technique. This is probably the best technique of all time. I learned this from my friend Yvonne, who would magically appear in my life when I was going through my worst crises. And once I was going through a crisis, it's a long story, but I was going, if you want to hear some of these stories, just tell me in the comments, I'll tell you. But that lady was magical, man. But her whole thing was celebration. So her whole thing was when you're in a deep crisis or problem, so this society would have you think that when you're having a problem, you're supposed to brood over it. But her thing was you celebrate life at all times. So let's say you're about to be evicted and you don't have any money, you don't know where you're gonna go. You know, people think, oh, you're supposed to brood and be depressed. No, that's not what you do. You celebrate. You celebrate life. Have a party, not with alcohol and drugs and stuff like that. I just mean like a family-friendly party. But get the kids, play some games, watch some fun movies. We're gonna celebrate life, no matter what's happening. We're gonna celebrate, you know, go have some fun. Go out and play a game of soccer out on the street, or play some frisbee. Go to the beach and have a barbecue. Like, yeah, I'm living proof that, you know, that has helped me. That will help you. You don't have to give in to dark fears and thoughts, and just because the stupid ass society says you have to, so they can get rich. No, you don't have to. You're still alive. You still have your family. You still have your health, hopefully. I mean, just list 10 good things that are going on in your life, right? We're still here. If you're listening to this video, you're still here. So that means there's still some purpose in your life. So that in and of itself is worth celebration. So yeah. So if you have any questions or you need help with anything, you know, you need someone to talk to, feel free to talk to me in the comments or message me directly. But you can get through this, whatever you're dealing with, one day at a time, and you'll be there. All right, talk to you later.